Hello everyone, welcome to a new video, and today got lighting, do something different. But something bothered me, right? Something bothered me deeply after my workout, feeling big, took a shower, and I thought about something, right? Real life fake wizard video. I'll put it in the description about how Sony is changing up their PlayStation Plus program, right? And I was like, man, that stinks, right? Where he goes into it and he talks about it more and more in depth, right? But then I got to thinking, I'm like, man, what happened to the pricing, right? Like I look at it and I'm like, wait a minute, it's going this much, right? Over and over and over again. And I say it is like you have Disney Plus, you have YouTube, Xbox, PlayStation Plus, Netflix, Amazon, where I have noticed the prices have increasing. There have been increasing. And they're all subscription services, right? Usually they start at a low price of like $10 and they become more and more expensive over time. Usually just have a little price increase there, a little price increase there, and they usually do that to test you to see if you're willing to say, as well as most of us don't notice it. But when I come to see and realize, I was like, I don't need any of that. That I go out there and I want to enjoy a medium of film or of a show, and that I'm being exploited over them making artificial scarcity. And artificial scarcity is a crazy thing in the digital age, right? Where I remember back in the day, right? I'm a one baby, 2001 baby, where I used to see my parents and my grandparents go out and buy CDs, right? We had VHSs. We had multiple things that we could own. And I'm like, what happened to all the ownership? What happened to having the things that you like? And it bothered me. It bothered me to this day where in this digital age, they try to monetize your hobbies. And it really does stink. And once you think more and you get out of being normal and you awaken from not being a sheep and you look at your expenses and you're wise enough to steward the money in the right place, you notice how greedy people are. Greed is a bad thing, but the greed is so rampant these days, it's you can't ignore it. You can't ignore it. And if you try, it is so hard. Because when you get subscription services, when you try to own stuff, you buy a license temporarily. Or for a short period of time, yeah, sure, you have it. But they can take it away whenever they want. And the biggest example happened to me whenever I noticed that Xbox Game Pass was going up to $30. It went up to $30, and I said, that is enough. I am not paying $30 for used Xbox Live to have a whole bunch of games I will never even touch. Sure, it lets you try it out, but why try it out when I could have YouTube, a free platform? Sure, if you don't have YouTube Premium, you can watch an ad or two, but you can see people play the game and you can vicariously live through them while they're playing a game, right? Thinking of Skyrim, right? My playthrough through Skyrim is very brief, but I've watched so much of it where I've seen like the Spiffing Brit and other people play through it where it feels like I have also experienced the same thing. And I know it's a good game. And the reason why is because over time and time again, when you have a generational good game, people compare it to that good game, right? Think of Dark Souls has its own type of games, right? Its own genre, the Souls like, right? Or if you look at any good RPG, right? They go back to the predecessors of what initially started it. Any pirate game, everyone compares it to Black Flag because it was so innovative back then that it is something different now. But at this moment of time, the phrase is gets repeat in my head, you will own nothing and you will be happy. And in this digital age of knowledge and this rampant increase of um, mistrust with the people who have power within our community, it really it really irks me, the greediness of companies these days. And the only way you can really do is, one, know of it, and two, speak with what they really care for, what they actually want: your money. The little dollar bills, they rub their hands together and they look like the goblins from Crimson Desert. um, but it's absolutely diabolical these days that over time and time again that the consumer loyalty has been taken advantage of. Just think of Nintendo. Just think of what they do with their price points of their games and the quality of their games. Is it really worth that much? In my opinion, no. It's crazy nowadays where people have been pirating more and more than ever. And you can go back in history and you can look at it through music, right? And same thing with Spotify. Spotify, you can have a license to all this music, but you can never own, right? You can listen to it over and over, but you can own it. You can't move it from computer to computer to USB to your phone to your computer, however you may do it. You license stuff and you enjoy this medium, but you never own this medium. So if, God forbid, you ever run out of money, right? And there's a time where I was working overseas and my debit card expired. I tried to go through a new bank. I set up a whole new thing, right? But I couldn't transfer the money fast enough in order for me to pay bills on time. And it really did blow, right? And that's what really made me look into my finances more, right? We were all teens, right? We all blew our money on things, right? And since I was working overseas and I was in a different time zone, I couldn't talk to my folks back at home about, financial stability and success and wisdom, how to steward your money. Also, I never looked into any of that until I stopped, right? But I looked at it then. I was like, wow, I'm paying so much out of my monthly thing that these are excessive temporary things that I don't need. And when you go into retrospect and you think about it more and more, you're just like, wow, I've been taken advantage of and I didn't even know it. And sure, everyone's a victim nowadays, yada, yada, yada. But when you look at it over and over, your goodwill and your trust and people or in your community, your trust in big corporations have been using the consumer over and over, it's like, wow, that is truly disgusting. And so that's why I canceled a lot. I canceled my Disney Plus. I canceled my Netflix, my Amazon Prime, right? Because I just had it to have it, right? And then I used Amazon Prime to get that free Twitch sub. Wow, woohoo, right? Or the gaming bonuses. It was literally nothing. All it is temporary because I don't own any of it. I don't own any of it. All that shows I don't own. And it made me appreciate how it used to be, how we had it in the past, where we used to own things that we like. We used to own what we like. We really appreciate what we love. We used to own what we love, right? Think of it like this, right? I like Pokemon. I like figures, right? I build Gundam. I like Gundam. I build it, right? Because I own it. I see every day while it sits on my shelf, right? But when it comes to shows, I wish I could go to movie theaters. But there's nothing interesting there. It's on the streaming services first, and then it comes to theaters. And it's like, wow. It's eye-opening. And I know I'm ranting, but it goes on and over. Like, literally, if you just check out Disney Plus and its prices, right? For the base bundle of Disney Plus and Hulu, $12. Disney, Hulu, HBO Max, $20 a month. Disney, Hulu, ESPN bundle, all that mixed together, $36 a month. $36 a month. It's so crazy that even if you go and do the math, right? The quick math of $36 a month for a whole year, that is $432 I don't even know about tax. I just took the raw 36 times it by 12, and it's literally 432, right? And it is diabolical how disgustingly pricey that is for a show for an actual blue collar worker, or for an actual normal person, or for someone who's busy with school and work, and they're focusing on literally trying to make them ends meet or paycheck, where another $500 is being taken away if you're just trying to enjoy, I don't know, Brother Bear with your niece or nephew, or Nemo, for Christ's sake. Do we even really need these services? Do you even want these services? And I ask myself this every single time I go to see a new show, or uh, a new thing on the market, right? I'm sorry to say, I'm out. And it is going rampant over and over, right? Like, if you just look at more of these prices, right? If you look at YouTube itself, right? The individual is $16. The family bundle is $27 a month. It is disgusting. Don't you, and then PlayStation, right? Just the base one is $10, right? The premium it's $17. But the worst thing about PlayStation Plus is that after every 30 days they can cancel it if you're not active with a new thing that they're pushing out. Xbox Live, right? $10 for the essential, $15 for the premium, $22.99 for the ultimate. It used to be 30, by the way. Netflix plans, right? They now put ads in their standard thing, even though it's now back to $9 a month. And I'm literally looking at it right now. That there's standard with ads, and then there's standard, right, which is $20 a month. $20 a month. And then you can add an extra member for $8 with with ads, or $9.99 without ads. The premium is $27 a month. And if you do math over and over again, it is coming to a ridiculous number every single time. Prime monthly $15. Annually, it's $140, right? That's the Amazon Prime? Really? That's the best you got? Sure, the Amazon actually has a lot more stuff like shows on it than it usually do. And it's over and over. I think back to the term artificial scarcity. If you look at it, artificial scarcity is scarcity of items despite the technology for production or sufficient capacity for sharing. The most common causes are monopoly pricing structures, such as those enabled by laws that restrict competition, or by high fixed costs in a particular marketplace, right? I'm reading off the Wikipedia. I'm reading off the Wikipedia itself. But things could be cheaper, but they don't want it to be. Things could be affordable, but they don't want it to be. Remember back then when, if you had a game, you know what you could do? The little disc. If your friend wanted to try it out, you can give it to them. And if they liked it so much, they can get it themselves. Thank God for Steam, right? If you look at Steam, there's a family sharing, right? So you can share with your immediate family, your friends, to share a library. And if they like it so much, they can get it themselves. They can try it. But that's only the one good case I can think about it, right? And that's only with games, not movies, TV shows, right? Don't even get me started on old cable, right? Direct TV and all that crap. It is disgusting how expensive everything is, when in the digital age, how cheaply it is produced. Sure, the actual show, sure, the movie itself actually has to be made with people and sets and cameras, and they don't even use film now, right? So it's even easier, it'll cost expensive. But it gets to a point where when they release stuff, how predatory the prices actually are. I don't know what you want from us. I don't know what these people want. Well, I do actually. It is your money and your blind obedience. The more I educate myself and the more I distance myself from the system, the less I rely on it. And it comes to a conclusion: the less that you rely on the system, the more independent you are with the things that you do. It is crazy how much these days that people rely on the environment or our system and in the community, right? I obviously am speaking about America itself. How much our economy, our community has crumbled. And what can we do to fix it? Well, I can tell you one thing. The first is just paying attention. I don't want to feel like I'm preaching, but I kind of am. I just want to let everyone know that you should really look into the mediums that you enjoy. You should really look into stuff that you like, because somewhere out there, there is someone trying to take advantage. Not always, not immediately, especially if it's locally community, like a farmer's market. Right? I usually get the best strawberries at a good farmer's market. I'll tell you that. But I'm done. I'm done. Are you? Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'm just yapping at this point, ranting about the things that I have observed. And it's honestly, you're going to see a lot worse if you just pay attention. And who knows, maybe more people pay attention, speak with their wallets, and actually say something with not getting and not always being in the loop. How things will change. Anyways, I'll catch you later. I'll see you later. Right? Make sure you watch the video that I'm gonna link in the description. It's crazy how things are these days. Pay attention. Read. People forget how to read. Stop becoming illiterate. And I'll catch you all later.